Today on First Round KO, I have a special guest with me, and he's actually in studio, so it's not a call. He's actually going to be here, I promise. We are going to talk a lot of the World Cup and how messed up the bracket is. We're going to talk a lot of the Brewers and their injuries, and we're going to get a little bit into the NBA and about all this LeBron drama that's going on. Let's get it.
Shock the system.
Welcome to the most must-hear WSCW sports podcast in history. Welcome to First Round KO. I am your host, KO, a.k.a. Howard J. Dingers, and I am joined by KG, a.k.a. Kenny Thonda. How's it going?
Guys, I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great. I'm excited to have you on today. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, it's nice to be back here. Back from the Hawk Talk days.
Back in 91.7.
Oh, yeah. It's a good time.
It's been a while. All right, let's get it. So first we're going to start with the World Cup.
Yeah.
So we officially start with the first round tomorrow, well, the round of 16, the actual knockout stage of the FIFA World Cup, and it's an interesting bracket.
Yeah,
even
to say the least.
Even for me, who I did not watch a lot, but I can still tell that this is a little lopsided.
Yeah. I mean, we have France, Argentina, Portugal, Brazil,
and Belgium.
All on one side of the bracket.
And on the other side?
On the other side is...
Spain, Russia, Croatia, Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland, Colombia, and England.
Yeah. The only possible, in my opinion, the only team who could give any team on the other side a run for their money is probably England.
And Sweden if they had Zlatan.
But see, Sweden's been
they've been good.
Everybody.
They have been
it's very
a lot.
surprising. Personally.
That's why. Can you imagine if they had Zlatan? I'd be watching every game.
He's in the MLS now, though,
yeah.
so he's got prior engagements.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's super interesting. I mean, first of all, let's talk about the team that's not in this bracket at all. In Germany,
yeah,
and how messed up all that is.
I'm not gonna lie. Coming into this World Cup, I was fully behind Germany. I was thinking they were gonna win.
They were a lot of people's picks.
Well, see, and that's the thing, because Germany is just always a powerhouse. They're just like, when you think international soccer, you think the Germans. Like that's just simple as that. But I mean, they're guys that they have like Ozil. He wasn't playing all too well. I mean, they sat him for a couple games because he wasn't playing well. And just overall, Germany just wasn't holding their own against teams that they probably should have been. I know people were really, really shocked by the Mexico loss, but, I mean, I know you guys were talking about that right after it happened. It was a 1-0 loss.
Exactly.
So, I mean, granted, Germany probably should have put in a couple goals against them, but they didn't.
Well, and Tom explained it like this. Like, Tom was saying how, they play two completely different styles.
Oh, 100%.
And it's just, Mexico's style just matches up better against Germany.
Oh, 100%.
So, like, it shouldn't have been that big of a loss to them.
And Germany's, like, the Germany style has got that slow, methodical, technical soccer, football, I guess you could say, because they're Germans. But, and then Mexico is just the fast-paced, in-your-face, just all the time trying to score goals, get the ball past you, get it over the top. And, I mean, against a team like Germany, I mean, they don't have very many guys who have the pace to keep up with some of the guys on Mexico's team. But, yeah, it's just Germany. That's a big surprise that they somehow did not make it through. And this is the third team in the last, I think, 4 World Cups. The third team in a row that has won the last year and got knocked out in the group stage.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say,
I don't know. It's like it's almost like the Madden curse, but with soccer instead.
Oh, the Madden curse. And now there's a 2K curse.
Yeah.
The last couple dudes have been traded, or different jerseys after after it comes out.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I was very shocked, and I think everyone was shocked when it finally said Germany got knocked out.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I was not expecting them to go out. Personally, I would have expected many of the teams that are in the knockout stage to have gotten out before Germany. Like, I mean, people are going to be mad at me for saying this, but Argentina probably should have had a better chance of getting out than Germany.
Yes.
Portugal, even with Cristiano Ronaldo, probably should have had a better chance of getting out than Germany. But that's not how it went. And I mean, it also depends on the groups, the way they're set up. But yeah, it's crazy.
Did you see the footage of the Mexico fans when they announced in the stadium that?
Oh yeah, and they found like the one
that Germany was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They were showing all these people that were super excited, and then they showed this one dude that was just on his phone, not paying attention. I was like, come on, how did you find the one dude who's not interested?
Well, there was that, and then I don't know if you saw. I think it was Brazil. Like the Brazilian fans in Brazil held a funeral for Germany.
No way.
Like they had caskets and they put German flags over the top of them, and they were walking down the streets of Brazil with these caskets, wearing Brazilian jerseys, and just it was great.
That's
was fantastic.
Amazing.
It made me a little less upset that they got out.
Soccer fans are amazing.
Oh,
I think
it is.
Well, I think Germany not making it makes it a lot more interesting because now there's not necessarily a clear favorite.
Oh yeah.
So it definitely makes it a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Germany was the clear favorite going in. Everyone was picking them. What do you think now? England's on the other side of the weaker side that we're calling it.
Yeah.
Do you think they have any chance because they have Kane and he's been so hot?
I think, like I said before, I think England is probably one of the only teams who could give the other teams a run for their money. The ones on the other side, at least. I'm trying to pull up the bracket right now again. But, I mean, when we look at that other side of the bracket, I mean, there's Spain, but Spain hasn't been the powerhouse that they were in the 2010 World Cup where they were they just destroyed everybody. There's no chance. But it's just Spain is still a good team, but I mean they're up against Russia. That's a pretty good matchup, pretty close. Croatia versus Denmark. I mean,
and
then
tough.
Sweden versus Switzerland. I mean, those are two.
And Sweden's been impressive.
Oh, for sure. Sweden's been playing crazy good for some reason. I don't know where they got that from. Maybe without Zlatan, they're just like, oh, we got to step it up. We need to be Zlatan.
Honestly, like everyone's been talking about, oh, Sweden, they don't have Zlatan, so we don't need to watch them. They're not going to be good, but
they just throttled Mexico 3-0 in their last game.
Yeah.
Then we get to the last game, Colombia versus England. I mean, Colombia I don't even know if Falcao still even plays. I haven't had a chance to watch much of this World Cup, but I mean, other than him, the only person I can really think of on that team that is a actual threat is James Rodriguez and maybe Cuadrado. But other than that, England's just stacked. They got Raheem Sterling. Harry Kane's been playing like crazy, scoring goals.
He's got 5 goals.
He's the leading goal scorer in the World Cup right now.
Over Ronaldo.
Yeah, over Ronaldo. And that's not even the start of it. I mean, England's just got their roster is so deep, and if Harry Kane continues to score, which I can guarantee you he will, this guy's probably the best striker in the world right now, best goal scorer,
right now,
I would say. But I mean, I wouldn't bring him into the Messi Ronaldo debate quite yet.
Not yet.
But I think definitely as a goal scorer, he's probably the best in the World Cup right now. I think he's scoring. I mean, he just seems like it's so easy for him. Like, he just has such an easy time scoring. And I mean, granted, he's got like those guys that I was talking about. He's got Raheem Sterling. He's got just like the other midfielders on England. I can't even think of them off the top of my head right now. But he's just got so much around him, and it's just the way that he plays is just crazy. It's so fun watching him play. I mean, it's fun watching Messi and Ronaldo play too. But I mean, you watched, and I mean, this is kind of a segue into what we were going to talk about.
Right.
Messi and Ronaldo, they have these teams around them, and they have some guys who are good. I mean, one of my favorite players is on Argentina, Sergio Cunaguero.
Okay.
Manchester City player, longtime Manchester City player, one of my favorites. But I mean, they just as a team. I mean, we were talking about how powerful they are, but like when you watch Messi and Ronaldo play with these teams, it seems like they're frustrated all the time, and they just
it really does.
It's hard to watch because they're just like sitting there and they're mad the entire time.
The perfect image was they showed a picture of Messi in the second game and the last game, and he was just deflated. He looked like LeBron after game one.
And he was just like he was rubbing his head.
And he was just completely upset. And then they show him on the back of the dude. I can't remember the dude's name.
After he scored,
he's so happy. He's elated.
Happy.
It was great. But that's just the difference you can tell. Like when he finally gets help.
Oh yeah.
Then he's just ecstatic.
They're almost unstoppable.
Exactly.
But it's if he's going to get that help.
If he gets that help, yeah.
I mean, I personally think if one of these teams, Portugal or Argentina, is going to advance, or I mean, I guess they both could in the first, but after if they end up meeting each other, which they could, if Argentina beats France and if Portugal beats Uruguay, I think Portugal will beat Uruguay. I don't think that's really much of a question.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I mean, this isn't like I'm not an expert or anything,
right.
But I that's my prediction. I think the Argentina-France game is going to be a lot closer. But if, in fact, Argentina does take that game and we get Portugal versus Argentina in the quarterfinals,
that would be
in my opinion, I think Argentina's taking it. I
really?
mean, I'm a big Ronaldo fan. I personally think he's a better
Is that
player.
just because you think Argentina's a better team?
I think they're more solid.
Okay.
Portugal has a few guys on that team that are good. They're good players, but I mean, I guess big names don't really mean much. I mean, the World Cup is the stage where guys step up. Like a couple years ago, I think 2014 was the last one. Not a couple years ago, it was 4 years ago. But James Rodriguez, no one knew who this guy was until that World Cup, and he stepped up it might even have been 2010, but whatever one it was, there's guys who step up at the World Cup, and these guys are the ones who make the difference. Yep. There's a lot more guys like that on Portugal who could potentially be that person, but on Argentina we have guys like I said, Aguero, we have Di Maria, we have, Messi, obviously. We have their backs are solid. We got Nicolas Otamendi. We got Rojo. It's just they just have a more solid team in my opinion. I don't think Portugal will be able to do anything unless Ronaldo just takes over. That's the only way.
Obviously
which he can. Yes.
Yeah. Which is interesting too because looking back, he started off so hot.
Oh,
he had the 3-goal game.
Yeah.
And then he scored the one in the 1-0 win. Don't remember who against.
Yeah.
But then he didn't score in the last game.
Yeah.
So it's almost,
he's slowing down.
He's slowing down. It's almost like like the rest of the team realizes that it's only him. Uh-huh. So then now they're relying on him even more.
Yeah.
And it's just not where you can't just rely on one guy.
Yeah, even if that guy is Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, I saw a comparison. It said that Argentina is the Golden State Warriors of this World Cup, and Portugal is the Cavaliers.
Does Argentina
okay,
have
Argentina
Hall of Famers?
is not the Golden State Warriors, but the part where I want to focus on is Portugal being the Cavs because they have a few guys. Portugal does have a few other guys, but they're not the guys that Messi has.
Yeah.
They're not to that level. I mean, Portugal is definitely Cristiano Ronaldo is the LeBron James of Portugal. 100%.
Absolutely.
Like I said, there's guys on Portugal who can support him, but not to the level of the guys.
I would almost say Argentina's more maybe Houston.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Golden State.
I would say yeah, I would agree. I mean, I feel like if we're making
an NBA comparison.
let's think about this. Who would be Golden State in this World Cup? Cuz I mean, in all honesty, there's not really a team that I can really like think of that is that dominant right now. I mean, people are saying Brazil's number 1 in the power rankings, but watching Brazil play, I mean, they're good, but it's not like they're head and shoulders above every other team.
Yeah. which is what's making this knockout stage it's
Interesting.
making it so
Yeah.
interesting.
I would
because
agree,
there's
yeah.
not one team
There's
like
not
Brazil.
a team where it's like, oh, well,
Brazil may be the number one team, but they're
Yeah.
not necessarily like, especially in other people's opinions, they're not the number one team. So
Yeah.
it makes it so. Okay, so obviously as football fans,
Yeah.
we want to see this Argentina Portland or
Oh,
Portugal.
Portland. Yeah.
Portland.
I know.
Got NBA in my mind now.
Yeah.
Argentina Portugal
Yeah.
matchup. And a lot of people are talking about this Messi Ronaldo comparison because and people like it or don't like it as much as the LeBron MJ debate. Because here's the reasoning. People like the
Okay.
LeBron MJ debate because they're not playing together.
Yeah.
So you can always bring up
Something.
what ifs
Yeah.
and different. You can make up
Yeah.
stuff, and it's never head to head. Whereas
But it
this
has
could
been. Well,
this
and-
could literally be head to head.
And I mean,
They could play each other.
Yeah, well, and I mean that's the thing is
So-
because like even in the World Cup, I mean I didn't not to
No,
cut you
you're
off,
good.
but I mean they have been going head to head.
Exactly.
They've been playing each other in club. They've been playing against each other on the world stage. Just everywhere they've been playing against each other. So I mean, I could completely see where you're coming from on that.
Which is why I think it's more interesting. Like
I
I
think
can
so,
get
too.
the fact of debating because if they play together and Messi
Yeah.
scores 3 and Ronaldo doesn't,
Yeah.
then you can't debate much. Like
Yeah.
that's just fact. That's why I can see people like to debate LeBron MJ more, but I think this one's a lot more interesting
I think
because they're head to head.
Yeah, I think it makes it more exciting because if you see these two guys go against each other and you're like, this is the best player or one of the best players versus or like the top two guys going at it. That's what you're watching.
Exactly.
And I mean, with that on there, it's like this game shows us who's better. Or like each time they go head to head, it's another argument towards who's better.
And you can almost say that it probably drives them to play better,
Oh,
especially when they play
100%,
each
yeah.
other.
And I mean, I honestly thinking about it, I don't think I've ever seen the two guys like being close to each other or like even at like the Ballon d'Or, like the Player of the Year, where they
Yeah.
get that award. I don't think I've ever seen Messi and Ronaldo like
Good.
hanging out together
'Cause they're
or, like-
competitors.
exactly, and I think that's part of what makes it so great and so entertaining to see them. I hope they play against each other. Don't get me wrong. France was one of my picks, but now looking at this bracket, I didn't realize that we could get Portugal
Right.
versus Argentina, and that would be
Well, and then even
fantastic.
looking even more ahead, you
Yeah.
could potentially the winner of that game could
Yeah.
play Brazil and Neymar.
Brazil and Neymar.
That could be
or
interesting.
We have Belgium,
That too.
who, in my opinion,
And they
is
beat England.
one of my front runners. I think they could definitely win this. They get a stacked team.
They shut out England yesterday.
A stacked team. To be fair, Harry Kane didn't play yesterday. But
still
also,
had
to be fair,
5 goals in 2
yeah,
games.
Yeah. To be fair, Belgium also didn't play their top striker.
Okay.
But
So
regardless, I mean, but still, I mean, it's just Belgium has such a good team. I mean, maybe that's me. There's a few guys from Man City. I'm a Man City fan, but yeah, in my opinion, I think looking at this bracket, I think the most probable World Cup final. This is my
Official prediction.
Official prediction. I'm gonna say Belgium versus England. I think that's just looking at the other side of the bracket. I don't see another team who could. I mean, here, let's look at it again because I mean Spain if they step up, which
they could.
they
But
could, but I just think England's again another stacked team who's just gonna make it through.
And honestly, Sweden, I think they
Sweden
probably
could if
they're
they
one of the
keep
top
up
teams
what they're
I'd
doing.
say,
If they
yeah.
keep up what they're doing, for
if
sure.
they stay consistent, I'd say they're one of the
Um,
top teams in that.
Well, yeah,
on that
and then we
side.
have. I mean, again in the quarterfinals, we have England versus Sweden. If for sure that happens.
Yeah.
But I think I'm hoping we get Portugal versus Argentina in the quarters. Brazil versus Belgium. That'd be pretty solid game. England versus Sweden. I'm rooting for Croatia for sure. Luka Modric's my boy. He's a man. And I don't know, the Spain versus Russia game could get real interesting. Like I said, I think they're pretty evenly matched. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who I would even pick from that one. It's a tough one. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Whatever.
That's all right.
We'll go Spain.
Who's your final pick, son?
My finals is Brazil or not Brazil, Belgium and England. I think that's the final.
Who we got?
I have Belgium. I think Belgium, this is their year, 100%. They have a lot of young guys. Like I said, the World Cup's where young guys step up and become the stars that they're going to be for the rest of their career. And I think Belgium has the potential to do that. They already have a few stars in Kevin De Bruyne, Romelu Lukaku. I mean, Adnan Januzaj is extremely young. He used to play at Man U. Shout out Connor Moore. And just a bunch of other guys that I could list on and on. Eden Hazard. I can't even remember the other Hazard brother's first name. It's really weird. And then just their defense, Vincent Kompany, Jan Vertonghen, just guys who are just, this team is just so good. Just looking at, I mean, it is on paper, but on paper they're really good. So I'm going with Belgium.
And I think they're.
Who do you got? Who's your pick to win this World
As a
Cup?
guy who has not watched a single game this year, I'm gonna start watching now. I got the schedule saved in, so I'm gonna start watching tomorrow. I definitely want to see that Portugal-Argentina match.
Yeah. And
then I agree with you. I think Argentina just has a better. Portugal doesn't, like, if you take Ronaldo, I feel like they're not that good of a team without Ronaldo. Like, I really think they're the Cavaliers of this cup.
They have a few guys, but it's just nothing to the effect of.
So do the Cavs.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I think that's a great comparison.
Yeah, I would agree. And I saw that on Twitter, and someone was like, "Oh, that's ridiculous." And I was like, I mean, yeah, the Argentina part is ridiculous, but the Portugal part's pretty spot on, if you ask me.
I think they're probably maybe going for a LeBron to KD comparison, and then that's where Argentina kind of comes in because KD's on the Warriors.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to see that matchup. I think Argentina's going to win that matchup, but then I would have Brazil going over Belgium.
Okay, it's interesting.
And then I would probably have to go because Argentina hasn't looked good. I'd probably have to go with Brazil in that one. Looking at the other side, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like we were talking about. Like this bracket.
I would have to count on England beating Sweden.
Yeah,
especially if Kane was hurt or did he?
No,
just not?
they just sat him. They were just like, take a break. I think they secured.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they secured.
That makes sense.
Their spot.
So yeah, I would say England takes care of Colombia and Sweden. I would say whoever wins Spain-Russia goes on in that next matchup too. Yeah. But then I would say England wins. I'd say, I'm going to say England-Brazil.
England-Brazil in the final?
I think so.
Who's taking it?
I'm going to go England.
England.
Just to go against you.
Okay, that's fine. See, I think looking back,
I'm going to go with the weaker side.
Yeah, I think Brazil, could most likely be the Golden State of this tournament. I mean, looking at it now, Neymar is probably KD if you wanted to make those comparisons.
I'm fine with that. I like Neymar.
Yeah, and then Messi is the James Harden of. We're making so many NBA comparisons. I remember you said at the beginning too, like it's the Western Conference versus the Eastern.
It really
Conference.
is like when you look at it, 'cause especially if LeBron goes to the Lakers, it's gonna be so bad. The Eastern is just gonna be terrible.
I mean, Brazil's got a good team. I could see them taking. I mean, it's exciting. I'm excited to see what actually happens.
It's gonna be very fun to watch.
But yeah, I'm taking my pick, Belgium. Let's go.
And actually, I want to stick with my pick from Hawk Talk. I just want to stick with Argentina because they're just my team. They always. I just love Messi, and Argentina's always been I like their jerseys too. I like that
stripes,
that powder blue and the white stripe. I like that a lot. I don't know why. So my heart's gonna say Argentina.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with England.
Okay. All right.
Good stuff. All right, that's enough World Cup. We got a lot. That's the most I've talked World Cup. Probably this segment right here outdoes all of my other podcasts in World Cup.
There we go.
I love it. So now we're gonna move on to the Milwaukee Brewers because they've been shaky lately. They've stacked up quite a bit of injuries. It was it was nice because there for a while we got Braun back, we got Thames back, and Jimmy Nelson. Apparently his progression is slower than we expected.
Yeah.
Zach Davies has still got some nagging stuff. I think he's pitching minors right now. And there's still another starting pitcher that I still don't know his name. It's the dude that we saw, and then he got hurt like in the first inning.
Oh, yeah.
Suter came in.
Yeah.
I still can't think of his name.
I can't either.
It's what I could probably look it up.
Yeah,
but anyway, but now the injuries are starting to stack back up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who.
It's Wade Miley.
Wade Miley. That's who it is. He's still out. Wade Miley. Because he was out for a long time, and then all of a sudden he's making his return, and in the first inning of his return, he gets hurt.
Yeah, I went on the score, and I'm looking at our injuries right now. We got a good amount. I didn't realize
we
there
have
was that
well,
many people
okay, so
injured.
the latest one yesterday, Lorenzo Cain.
I think it was 2 days ago. But yeah, Lorenzo Cain, they put on
and
a 10-day DL with a left groin strain.
Yeah, 2 days. That was 2 days ago, and I think Yelich left the game last night.
Yelich left the game last night, but as far as I have heard, as far as I know, he's fine, and it wasn't anything serious. I mean, it's not on the little injuries tab here, so
that's good.
But yeah, I mean,
and also Shaw.
Yes,
he went out a couple injury updates. He went out a couple games ago. He just swung weird. I was watching that game.
Yeah.
He just took a weird swing. Excuse me, and then just went out. He had an 0-2 count and he left the game. Brad Miller came in and struck out. Look at that. Matt Albers, he's on the 10-day DL.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Cain's on the 10-day DL. Possibly, he could come back.
Tyler Saladino.
Saladino. Yeah. Left
Zach
ankle sprain.
Davies,
that must
Wade
have
Miley,
happened.
Nick Franklin.
Yup. Stephen Vogt is still. He's out for the year.
Yeah.
Stephen Vogt is out. Jimmy Nelson, Nick Franklin, who is usually one of our utility guys. He's out. So and now, Yelich. I thought he was on the DL. He's dead today.
Yeah.
So yeah, now these injuries are starting to stack up. Now they're looking like a Wisconsin team.
Yeah. This is the Brewers that we know and love.
It's sad, especially because it's Yelich and Cain.
Oh yeah, the two guys that literally
we went out and got.
Yeah, and have personally, I think they've led us to the season that we're
absolutely
having, hands down. I mean, just having these two young guys who are coming in just ready to play some ball, just play their hearts out. It's just, I mean, they have led this team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's not to discredit any of the stuff that our bullpen's been doing because
absolutely not. The bullpen obviously saves us, but
but to start out
having this spark, especially because they're the 1 and 2 hitters in the lineup,
yeah, for sure.
Having that spark at the top of the lineup, it's been fantastic. I've been saying it all summer that it's Cain, Yelich, and Shaw, and most recently Aguilar too.
Yeah. But
those are the three main dudes who have been carrying us.
Well, yeah,
right now.
Aguilar's
been on a freaking tear.
Yeah. How many? He's probably.
I think he's at 15.
Yeah.
I had the stats up.
But just this last week, he has
Oh yeah, he
has
the second most home runs in the month of June in MLB, and I'm sure that's Stanton or Judge up there at number one. But that's just crazy, especially because A, he doesn't play every day, and B, he's not
and a
lot
I'll
of
be
his
honest,
home
coming
runs,
into this season, I have no idea who this guy was.
Really?
I never heard of him.
Here's the interesting thing about Aguilar. Last year, he was not on the roster.
Yeah.
But I think it was during the spring training games, the Indians released him and put him on waivers. So then we just kind of picked him up as a guy who could play behind Thames.
Yeah.
And then he was a pretty solid utility guy last year for us. He came in and played, he pinch hit every once in a while. And he had, I want to say, somewhere around 10 pinch hit home runs last year, which is not hard to do. You come in, you don't play every day, you're not warmed up.
Yeah.
You got to go out there and hit, and he's hitting home runs.
Yeah.
So then this year, Thames goes down.
Yeah.
Dude just comes out of nowhere, and he's
just tearing it up.
Putting up all-star numbers, honestly.
I looked at the stats. He has 19 home runs this season so far.
He's at 19?
19.
What's his batting average? Because I know it's
batting average
320 something.
313.
313. Okay.
313.
Those are all-star numbers.
Oh yeah.
And this dude was essentially our backup opening day. at first base. And what's incredible about this dude, too, watching him play, you can look at those stats and say he's really good. You know, he's a patient hitter. He does not get in good counts. A lot of the times, he's down 0-2 in the count.
Yeah.
But then they say every game that he's in, he's a fantastic 0-2 hitter.
Oh, yeah.
He's incredible. And he'll just go after any pitch that the pitcher gives him 0-2, and he'll just hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
The dude's incredible.
Yeah.
So he's been our savior. Especially because he hasn't been getting injured.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. But but now with Kane's out for 10 days. He should be. It says possibly July 4th. Hopefully he's back as soon as he can.
Yeah.
While he's gone, though, I don't mind Keon Broxton.
Oh no,
I liked him a lot.
Yeah, when he played a lot last season, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he was our center fielder last year.
Yeah, and the guy can play. I mean, that's
he got on a couple times in these last 2 games. I know that.
Yeah, so. No, I mean, obviously he's not Lorenzo Cain, but he's not.
But he's got. I would say there's some. He's obviously
got
not
some comparison,
especially defensively.
Yeah.
As a hitter, I wouldn't say necessarily he's a smaller, skinnier dude.
Yeah.
So he's not so much of like the number 3 hitter that Kane can be.
Yeah.
So he definitely hits down in the lineup, but he's got the speed. He's definitely defensively, I would say, comparable to Lorenzo Cain. The dude can cover the entire outfield.
Yeah.
So I don't feel too bad about that, but we're definitely going to miss Lorenzo's bat, especially at the top of the lineup.
For sure.
And now that's going to give Council more reason to put Thames lead off. I just realized this.
I don't understand.
No one understands this. I see this all the time on the internet.
Me and my dad were watching it, and my dad's like, "Why do they have?"
I've been saying this
leadoff
since last year.
He's not fast.
He's not fast. He doesn't have a high average or a high on base percentage.
And he doesn't hit for singles or for
he hits home runs.
He hits for home runs. He's a power hitter. He swings the bat as hard as he can in hopes that the ball goes out of the park.
And someone's calling. I don't want to. With that though, like, so he's leading off. Most of his home runs, his RBI count isn't as high as it is because no one's on base.
Yeah.
When he's that high, because he's got the pitchers in the bottom of the order in front of him. Mm-hmm. So if you put him, I know, like,
I mean, you have Shaw and Aguilar, but still, you can put him 5.
Put him 5, literally, like 5 or 6.
Yeah, because I mean, Aguilar's most likely going to get on base.
Yeah,
for sure. Shaw is also probably going to get on
especially
base,
if Aguilar,
if they don't hit home runs.
If Aguilar gets on base, gets on base, we're good, because then Shaw's going to hit an RBI because he always hits an RBI. Yeah, and then Thames is on, and then he's on for Thames. Yeah. If Thames is lower in the lineup, he'll get more RBIs. Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
It's one of the dumbest things. Yeah. It's the only dumb thing that Craig Counsell has done on this team. But
I was very, I would say, caught off guard when I saw Eric Thames playing in the outfield. That really threw me off. But I mean, after seeing what's happening, I mean, I'm not mad about it. I mean,
especially,
he's not playing bad.
He's not terrible. He has missed a couple, I will say. Yeah. He has missed a couple catches that would have been routine for, Santana or Yelich.
And outfielder.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think I'm trying to remember what he came into the league. He might have came into the league as an outfielder, but then he got a lot bigger, especially when he went to play overseas. So and he played outfield last year every once in a while. So it's just weird to see your first baseman
dude in the outfield.
Like I get the transition, like Corey Hart and Ryan Braun both did it.
Oh yeah,
where they make the transition from the outfield to first base.
Yeah, you don't really
first
see
base. You know how weird it would be if they put Aguilar on there.
Yeah.
Dude would probably do amazing though.
He's just too good. He's the best at everything.
And I love his cheesy ass smile too. The dude's just great. So yeah, the injuries are starting to stack up. Which, if we can get through this little stint without Kane, and hopefully Yelich only misses a game or 2, if any.
If anything, yeah.
And then once we start getting our pitchers healthy, because half of this list is pitchers.
Yeah, 100%.
I still hope Jimmy Nelson. It says possibly 2018. That's hopeful.
Maybe this year. Maybe sometime this year.
I'm pretty sure he was initially he was supposed to be back June.
Yeah.
So
which is obviously not the case.
Obviously. Davies says early July, so hopefully that soon too. Matt Albers is after the All-Star break. So that pitching situation, this is why the Brewers need to go get a pitcher. They really need to go trade for a pitcher.
I was about to say, I saw a report that was talking about whether or not the Brewers should go out and try and get Jacob deGrom from the New York Mets.
Him or Syndergaard.
Yeah, I think that would be fantastic, especially because, like you said, half of our our DL is pitchers.
And it's not like they're relief pitchers either.
No, they're
all
they're
starters.
starters.
Jimmy Nelson, Wade Miley, Matt Albers is relief, and then Zach Davies. So
I mean, and see the thing is though, like these guys are obviously better than a few of the guys that we have, but Freddie Peralta's came up and he's been playing pretty well. I mean, he's not god level or anything, but
he's 3-0 in his 3 starts.
Exactly, and he's playing well. And I mean, Suter is just, I don't know what this guy's doing right now.
He's very on and off.
But like, I just see like every time I see him do something, it's crazy.
He
like,
does
he does
have a
something
great.
cool.
His
like,
defensive effort is amazing. He did like a summer. I didn't even see it, but he did like a somersault.
Oh, it was fantastic.
I heard he did a somersault.
Chopper towards the first base, and he runs and he like scoops it up, and tumbles, does a somersault, looks to first base, and I think Aguilar was playing first or Thames was playing first. Whoever was playing first. He looks at him. He's not covering first. So Suter has the ball in his hand. And then he looks. Dude's not covering first. Puts the ball back in his glove and dives and tags the guy out.
That's amazing.
I was like,
I
Brent
love him.
Suter.
What
What a guy.
That's awesome.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty sweet little play. But I mean, it would be nice to have these guys back. Like you said, he's really on and off. He does those cool things.
Pitching wise, he's very on and off. Especially recently. Recently, too, like it was weird because all of our pitchers went on a hot streak. And now recently, in their last couple starts, Chacin has given up a bunch of runs. Guerrero gave up a bunch of runs yesterday. Brent Suter gave up a bunch of runs. The only consistent dude we've only had for 3 games is Freddie Peralta.
Yeah.
I don't know. So we need more consistency in the starting rotation.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
if we can get through these injuries.
I mean, it's scary because, like you said,
towards
this is
the
a
All-Star
Wisconsin
break.
team, and this is what happens. We start out so well. We're playing great. We have this team that everyone's excited about watching. What are we right now? Brewers are, let's look, 47-33.
I think we're still one of the top teams in the.
We are first in the NL Central.
Yep.
It's fun to watch this team, but then when you see guys go down like this,
it's so deflating.
It's scary because this is what happens every single year.
Yeah.
And after the injuries happen, we fall off, and we don't make the playoffs. And
yeah. So I'm very much
hope.
I'm very much
that's
looking
not the
forward
case.
to the All-Star. I can't believe I'm saying this as a Brewers fan, but I am looking forward to the All-Star break because that's going to give them a strong. Looks like only 4 off days this year. That's a short break. It's usually a full week. They get those 4 off days. That's going to be nice. Hopefully, Hader's in their pitching, and maybe Yelich or Aguilar hitting or something. I don't know, because now Kane. I don't think even if Kane played, I don't know if he would want to
be 100%
play. You know, I don't think he would. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, let's move on. Yeah. There's enough Brewers. So now we're going to talk NBA because this LeBron drama is getting good, but at the same time, we all knew it was going to happen. Yeah. It's just entertaining in the moment. So the biggest story was coming out yesterday. So yesterday morning.
Oh no.
You didn't even know about this until I told you yesterday.
Yeah.
So yesterday morning on First Take, Stephen A. Smith came out with this quote-unquote breaking news. And he said, let me see, I pulled it up too. He said that Cleveland Cavaliers superstar LeBron James reportedly sent a text message to Golden State Warriors forward Kevin Durant about potentially joining LeBron in LA on the Lakers. This blew up. This was insane, and people were very skeptical when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
People were like, what's your source? Is this real? And I was defending him, saying, okay, if I know Stephen A., he heard this from someone, and maybe it wasn't the most reliable dude.
But he was like, hey.
But he heard it, and as a reporter...
You report it.
You report it.
It's literally your job.
It's literally your, like, people were...
It's your title. That's what you do
Yeah,
as
people
a
were
person.
giving him crap because he's reporting something that he heard.
Yeah.
That's a weird concept. It makes me angry as a journalism major. So he reported this during Thursday's edition of First Take. However, Joe Vardon of Cleveland.com reported that James hadn't talked to Durant about joining the Lakers and noted James joining Los Angeles wasn't even dependent on Kawhi joining the team.
Yeah.
Like, LeBron's just doing his own thing at this point. So it just came out that this was just completely false. I still want to know if this is Stephen A's mess up,
who
or
is
if it's
behind the,
or if he actually, like I said, got this from someone and then just reported it.
Yeah.
Because something that big, I would want to report right away.
For sure.
And people were like, he needs to fact check it. But like, if you get something
Yeah.
from one of your sources, so I want to know if it was Stephen A. saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna say this." I don't know.
Stephen A's just like, you know what? People don't watch this show enough. Let's just say something crazy.
Ever since Skip left, I feel like it's been down. But meanwhile, so this ties in well to the other part of this whole LeBron thing. LeBron, the reports were coming out that the talks between San Antonio and LA have become very strong, and that they're actually talking about this Kawhi trade. And then the report came out that said if the Lakers get the Kawhi trade, then 100%, like immediately, LeBron would sign in LA.
Yeah.
And now LeBron's saying no,
Yeah,
that it just doesn't matter.
That was the one notification I got. It said Kawhi signing with Lakers will not influence LeBron or something like that.
Let's be real, it would.
Yeah, it would.
It would. It would.
Yeah, let's not mess around.
But
here.
I can see where he's trying to keep people on his toes.
Yeah.
And I love that LeBron, every year, I talked about this, I think it was last week sometime.
Yeah.
Every year he waits to the last minute.
Yeah.
Like today.
Yeah.
My favorite thing
Just getting the breaking news.
was the breaking news in all capitals on my phone. LeBron James opts out of his Cleveland contract.
Really?
Really? That's breaking news. No, we all knew that was going to happen. We knew when he signed the contract last year, it was a 1 year with a player option. We knew he was going to opt out because if he signs with Cleveland, he can get more money. And you know, when he signed in Miami, it was July 10th. It was long after free agency, and then when he signed back with Cleveland, it was July 8th. So this dude waits. But apparently now there's another report saying that he's going to make his decision before the 4th of July, before July 4th.
Interesting.
So I really think what I think is happening, and you can pitch in your idea. I think, especially with these Magic Johnson came out and said, if we don't get anyone in these next 2 summers, I'm going to quit.
Oh.
He said if we don't get a huge free agent in either this summer or next, at first he was like, you know, y'all can't judge me on one summer. Blah. That's like judging me in one conversation for a date. And I was like, oh, what? He was like, so if I don't get anyone this summer or next summer, then Jeannie Buss won't have to fire me. I'll resign.
Huh.
To me, that sounds like confidence.
Yeah.
That he is going to get someone.
Yeah.
And that he already has plans to get someone. So I think he's either very close to the Kawhi trade or very close to Paul George. Either one of those happening will trigger LeBron James. Like, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I would agree.
Yeah, so that's why I think LeBron almost has his mind made up too. I think this is a big Miami thing where they all got together and were like, they all announced that they were signing on the same day and did this big presentation. I think they might do the same thing.
Why not?
I think LA has. I think they have plans to get either Kawhi or PG, and then LeBron. They told LeBron, they're like, "Hey, we got this dude already.
Yeah.
We're not going to announce it, but we got this dude." And LeBron's like, "All right, I'm in."
Yeah.
And now they're just waiting to announce it all at once. I don't know.
That'd be pretty cool.
What's your thought on this whole LeBron thing?
I mean, I'm not super into the NBA to begin with, but I think that that's just like you said. It's a given. If one of these guys goes to LA, LeBron's not going to be like, you know, I don't want to play with a good player. I don't want to play with a good team. I don't want to play with a team that's actually going to win me a championship after playing with a team of scrubs for the last season. Like, yeah. I mean, yeah, it just makes the most sense. I mean, it's LeBron's going to do what LeBron's going to do, but I mean, there's definitely things that can influence his decision.
And I don't think it's just the Lakers either. I think LeBron could potentially follow Kawhi.
Yeah.
Like if Kawhi stays in San Antonio somehow, if Pop is like, hey, I'll go get LeBron if you stay. Yeah. You know, that could happen. The Cavaliers are apparently talking to Golden State about getting Kawhi. That would be interesting. I think unless if he goes to Boston or something, that wouldn't happen. But if those three teams get Kawhi, I think LeBron possibly follows.
Yeah.
There's also potential that LeBron and Kawhi end up in LA and then Philly gets PG because they're pursuing him pretty hard right now too. I'm still convinced PG's in LA. Yeah. He's from an hour away, an hour out. I can't remember. I can never remember the town that he's from, but he's from LA. Yeah, basically
somewhere around.
The dude dreamt about being LA. The dude told the Pacers, hey, I'm not going to re-sign with you. I'm going to sign in L.A. And then they're like, okay, we're trading you. I don't know. This whole NBA free agency has been weird, and it hasn't even started.
Yeah, it hasn't even.
Also, so another piece of this, moving away from LeBron a little, coming to Milwaukee. So there were reports coming out that Milwaukee was going after Enes Kanter.
Yeah, I saw you tweeted the deer emoji.
The center for the Knicks, and he apparently had a player option with New York. So, and then there were reports saying that Enes was interested in Milwaukee. Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. I'll take Enes Kanter. I think he'd be a solid dude. He's a tall dude. He'd add to the.
We don't have one.
Exactly. And then last night, he tweets out a deer emoji,
and then 2 seconds later, it's gone.
Deletes it. So that was super cryptic. Everyone was freaking out. Oh, he's going to sign in Milwaukee. And then this morning, actually I think it happened last night, but I just got it again, that he has opted in to his New York contract. Huh. And he's back on the Knicks.
Interesting.
So what was all of that even about? This is why post July 1st rumors are the best, because they never pan out. Yeah. And especially with player options like that. You should wait until the dude opts out. I should say LeBron didn't opt out until today, but still, we all knew that was happening. Yeah. You should wait until a dude opts out to start these rumors about him.
Yeah. I just The
NBA is it's run on Twitter. It really is run on Twitter.
It really is. Rob Perez is out here just running everything.
Rob Perez is one of the funniest dudes on Twitter.
Basically the commissioner of the NBA.
He really
co-commissioner of the NBA.
Oh, my God.
Did you see at the NBA Awards he took a picture with, what's his face?
Adam Silver?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah. It's like a picture of them just, cheesing together. It's super funny.
He should put the same Adam Silver face over his face of the picture and make it his
Abby.
His new Abby. Oh my God, that dude's funny. Yeah, these NBA. I can't wait for July 1st when people can actually start signing. Yeah. Because right now it's very, very frustrating. Yeah. But I do want to see some big moves. Yeah. I don't want to see LeBron in Cleveland. No. I don't want to see PG in OKC. I don't want to see Kawhi in San Antonio. I want them all to go. I don't even care if they don't end up somewhere. Go somewhere else, please. Someone go to Philly.
Let's switch it up.
Someone go to Washington or something. Go to Portland. Something. Just go to a different team. I don't want to see the same crap. But I think one of those dudes playing with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. Yeah. That could be very interesting. Yeah. There was one other thing that you brought up that we could talk. Oh, UFC.
Yes.
We have some extra time.
226, baby.
We can. Yeah. So we can definitely. I don't watch UFC. I want to get into UFC. Yeah. I watched the last fight or the last UFC 225 because the opening match was CM Punk, and I'm a big.
Which was awful.
So bad. That was my first last thing.
MMA fight. Yeah. That he has ever watched. CM Punk versus Michael Johnson.
It was
Michael Johnson.
Michael Jackson.
Jackson.
It was Michael Jackson
Yeah.
because there were a lot of singer references.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was it. But then I watched the entire card, and all of the matches were very entertaining. I'd say.
They were good fights. It was a little disappointing. There's no finishes on
Yes.
the main card, but
I agree.
still, they were all good fights, especially the last one.
That last fight was amazing.
Yoel Romero versus Robert Whitaker is easily going to go down as one of the best fights in MMA history.
I agree.
The second one. This is Yoel versus
Which is
Robert
probably
Whitaker,
bad
too.
for me as a fan because now my expectations are
Are
high.
super high. Well, but see, here's the thing: is like going on to UFC 226. This card is stacked.
Like I was saying, I don't watch. I only watch 225. But I looked at the card for 226,
Yeah,
and there are a lot of big names that even I recognize.
We have the main event. Actually, you know what? Let's start at the bottom here. We have. I don't even know who those people are actually. Let's go up until I actually know who someone is. Okay, so we have Mike Perry versus Yancy Medeiros, which I believe has just changed. I think Medeiros has been replaced by Paul Felder. I saw that on Instagram yesterday. I think Medeiros got injured or something. But Mike Perry is very entertaining to watch. He is just a brawler. He's just gonna throw. He's gonna go for a knockout. This fight's gonna be crazy. This is the prelims, by the way. Last two fights of the prelims. Now we have Costa versus Uriah Hall. Uriah Hall is probably the lankiest dude I have ever seen in my life, but he is an animal.
Yeah.
This guy is just, again, super fun to watch. His kicks are insane. Just overall, just going to be great. But then once we get to the main card, Gokhan Saki versus Khalil Roundtree. This would be a pretty good fight. Saki's only on his third fight in the UFC. But he is also a great fighter. And then Roundtree's on the come up as well.
And I always like the featherweights and the light heavyweights just because
yeah.
they're smaller and quicker dudes.
Oh, yeah. Well, and see, that's a light heavyweight fight. So,
Yeah.
light heavyweight is like right under heavyweight. So those dudes are like one or
Right,
two.
but they're not,
But they're not huge.
Right.
Yeah. But then after that, we got lightweight bout Anthony Pettis versus Michael Chiesa.
I like Anthony
Michael
Pettis.
Chiesa also just came at Conor McGregor for the whole thing for the bus incident. He's like, "You caused me a title shot."
Oh my goodness.
So I maybe in the future, if Conor McGregor ever gets back, which I really, 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 really hope he does, we will probably get that fight.
He makes them too much money.
Yeah,
He'll get back
yeah.
in.
And then Anthony Pettis, straight out of Milwaukee. Not a big fan of him, but he's from Milwaukee, so
Hometown boy.
He's pretty good. And then
Francis Ngannou.
heavyweight fight: Francis Ngannou, the Predator, Francis Ngannou versus Derek Lewis. This man is scary. Derek Lewis is a scary man, and even next to Francis Ngannou, he looks like a scary man.
Really?
And Francis Ngannou is also a very, very scary man.
Yes, Ngannou.
This heavyweight fight is going to be insane. These guys are going to, like I said, almost like what I said before, these guys are going to be throwing haymakers the entire time. Like, they're both going for the knockout. Ngannou's an animal. He has I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I think I saw something. It might be true, might be not. But Francis Ngannou holds the Guinness World Record for the hardest human punch. Just force. I think it was force or something. They calculated it scientifically. At least that's what I saw. Don't quote me on it. Kyle's looking it up right now. But yeah, that fight's going to be great. And then we get to the co-main. Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega for the featherweight championship. Brian Ortega is undefeated. And now he's going up against Max Holloway, who is insane. Is it true?
It is true.
It is true.
It is true.
Francis Ngannou has the hardest human punch. You heard it here first.
That's scary.
Yeah. But Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega. This is going to be great. Brian Ortega has just been on a tear lately. And he's really only, become a big name as of, the last couple of months. He was never...
title bout, too.
Yeah, this is a featherweight championship.
Yep.
And like I said, Ortega hasn't been a huge name up until, a few months ago because he's just been destroying people.
Right.
He's just going in and just taking people out. And then Max Holloway beat, was it, who did he beat for it? I can't remember. I think it's Frankie Edgar.
Okay.
But anyway, Holloway is just one of my friend Duncan is probably one of, I know it's one of his favorite MMA fighters, UFC fighters. Max Holloway's this fight's just going to be crazy. This is a featherweight fight, so like you said, these guys are going to be flying around, throwing stuff, just crazy kicks,
quick,
crazy,
fast-moving
just fast.
action.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And then we have the main event: champion versus champion,
And
Stipe Miocic,
Defending
the heavyweight
his,
championship.
defending his UFC heavyweight
I
championship.
think. Okay, so I don't know if this is like I don't know.
Is
if
it
it's
a double
for sure.
title belt?
It might be, but I don't know for sure if it is.
Here it just says for the UFC heavyweight.
Okay, because on mine it says light heavyweight championship. So I don't know if it's for both, but if it is, that's awesome.
That would be awesome.
Either way, this fight is going to be crazy. Stipe is, it's just an animal. Like, if you watch Stipe, I mean, I know you love Stipe. You saw him on a podcast or something like that.
I liked him as a fighter. He's one of the names that I know, but then I listened to him on First Take, and the dude is pardon my take.
Yeah.
The dude was so funny.
Well, and he's just like a normal guy.
He really is.
And
dude's a firefighter.
Yeah, he's a firefighter, and he's just like this dude's just straight out of Cleveland, Ohio, just a normal guy, and he just goes in here and tears it up. And then we got Daniel Cormier, DC, who's just this guy. I mean, I saw another report where his coach says that if DC wins this fight against Stipe Miocic, he's one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's only. I mean, no one has been able to take down Stipe. No one has. Francis Ngannou couldn't do it. And I thought if anyone was going to, it was Francis Ngannou. But now if DC can do it, I mean, he's easily goes down as one of the best. I mean, it's just like I said, this card,
really is
this
a super
card,
fight.
yeah, this card is insane. Super fight main card, main event, and then the co-main too is just going to be phenomenal. Just all the way through, this card is solid. I'm hoping to see a lot of finishes. I think we will, just based on the types of fighters that we have in these fights. But yeah, I mean, me and Kyle are going to get together. We're going to watch this pay-per-view, UFC 226. If you guys have the opportunity, 100%, I would say go for it.
I would suggest it.
It's going to be great. It would probably be a very good one, even if you've never watched MMA. It would probably be a good one to start on just because it is such a stacked card, and these fights are going to be crazy. And you get to hear Joe Rogan yell all the time, and that's super fun.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah. There it is.
There it is. UFC. So, one last thing. It's a lot like Final Thoughts.
Oh,
Just
I mean...
One last thing for you, Kyle.
Yeah, we got a softball game tonight. Hopefully we can pull a dub. It's going to be a hot one out there. It's about like 90-something out right now, I think.
Yep.
So, yeah, other than that, I'm excited for this week to come. I mean, hopefully, like we were talking about, hopefully the Brewers can get through. We got some more World Cup action.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some good World Cup games.
We start with Messi and
and Ronaldo tomorrow. And not to mention Messi, or is it Portugal doesn't? No, Argentina plays France.
Yes.
France has got Antoine Griezmann, a bunch of other good guys. It's going to be a great game.
It'll be a good couple matches
Yeah,
tomorrow.
it's going to be a good couple matches. It'll be a real fun time. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the stuff that's coming up this next week or so.
Yeah. Softball game especially tonight. It's going to be fun. Yeah, I honestly, I'm not going to lie, did not prepare one last thing today. I did not write anything on my script.
Talk about Giannis.
I was going to... I can talk all day about Giannis. Giannis next year will either win or be runner-up in the MVP conversation. Because especially if you have all these super teams forming, you can't give it to anyone at Golden State.
No.
After this year, we're not going to give it to anyone in Houston.
Nope.
We're not going to give it to anyone in LA if those three end up there.
Yeah.
I think the two people that are going to be going for MVP next year, it's going to be Giannis.
Okay.
It's going to be Kyrie Irving in Boston.
Oh, okay.
Yep. That's my whole thing. I think, and those are going to be the two. Those are going to be the 1 and 2 seed in the East.
Oh.
Boston, Milwaukee.
Okay.
and then Toronto. We don't talk about Toronto. But yeah. Thanks for coming on, Kyle.
Of course. Thanks for having me, my friend.
Super fun.
Of course.
We'll get you on again, hopefully.
After Extreme Rules, baby.
After
the new Bullet Shield Day Club takeover.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be
too sweet. After Extreme Rules, that Monday after that Extreme Rules, that won't work. That's the day I'm going to the Dells.
Oh my lord!
We can record it.
Yeah, we could. We could do that.
We'll figure something out. One day, these guys will all be on again. It'll be a full house. It'll be super fun. Thank you, everyone, for listening to my podcast. The show is live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from noon to 1 on WSUW 91.7 The Edge. And available via podcast on SoundCloud and YouTube. Just search for First Round KO. Subscribe. Shoot me a comment. Let me know you're listening. Remember that you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Go shoot your shot. I'll see you on Monday.